Hey everybody, welcome back to the Loose Juice channel. I am your host, The Loose Juice. If this is your first time to the channel and you haven't done so already, please go ahead and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Anyways, I don't have necessarily a specific topic for today's video, but I did want to talk through. Some of you all knew I went out to Ohio recently for a poker run. My original intent was to take this bike. And no, before y'all worry, no, the bike is fine. But I ended up not taking the bike out to the poker run. So how do you do a poker run without a motorcycle? Well, let's get into that. So first and foremost, I want to give a huge thank you to Nick, I believe his name is, and I'm sorry, I will put it here. Saint Sasquatch. He's the one that put on the poker run out in St. Clairsville, Ohio, at the Experience Church, is I believe the name of the church. That this poker run was to benefit Forgotten Angels. If you don't know, Forgotten Angels is a charity organization that helps young youth, particularly young men, that have aged out of the foster care system. On their 18th birthday, they're given a trash bag of their things and kicked out the door. In some places, not all foster homes are like this, but this charity specifically addresses the need for, that transition between foster care and adult life for those young men. So, poker run out in St. Clairsville, Ohio. I was going to ride out there. This was going to be my Road King Redemption Tour. Again, if you haven't been around long, you didn't know that last summer I went out to Ohio to visit my buddy Aaron, nothing at random, and my bike broke down in Ohio. Many months later, I got it out of the shop. It had a broken valve spring, and I had fucked up the throttle position sensor when I did a bar swap. So, bike is all good now. So why did I not take my Road King to Ohio to do the quote-unquote Road King Redemption Tour? Well, the answer is this. Hold on. It rained on Saturday. And the days, actually the week and a half leading up to it, I know I was watching the radar forecast pretty closely. I know Aaron was, and a couple other friends were watching it. We weren't even sure if the event was going to be held still, but on the Wednesday before the event, because the event was on Saturday, the decision was made, rain or shine, there's going to be a poker run. So I looked inward of myself and said, "Self, do you feel comfortable riding in the rain for 3 days?" And on the advice of the radar and the forecast, I decided I was just going to take a pickup truck out to Ohio, meet up with some great people, still have a great time. Real quick editor's note here. I'm from the future, but I remembered I talked about the poker run, but I didn't talk about everybody else who went to that poker run. So obviously I may have mentioned I stayed with Aaron, nothing at random. So thank you for being a host again, as always. But we also met up with Daisy DZ Adventure Channel, so Annette and Devin. And then on the day of the event, in addition to meeting up with those folks, there was Jess, her two wheels was there, Biker Bay Beth, and then David and Cindy from Forgotten Angels were also there. They came up. I feel like I left out that a pretty important detail of that was a big reason why I decided to still even go, knowing that it was going to rain that day. So, back to the future now. Whatever. Okay, bye. But avoid the rain like a little bitch. That's what that's how I feel about myself, and I'll tell you why. Friday, driving out there, it maybe dusted some rain sprinkles on me a little bit. It did look like rain, I'll grant it that. But my trip down there, pretty much no rain. Saturday, yep, you know what? It did rain, but I would say a good chunk of that rain was pretty light rain that I otherwise wouldn't have avoided. I think there was about an hour and a half where the people that did ride in that, it probably was pretty miserable. Then here comes yesterday when I just got back from Ohio, back up here to Michigan. It might as well have looked like today. There was a little bit more clouds, but I didn't get a lick of rain. So my original whole thing about I want to avoid the rain because I don't feel like being wet for 3 days, man, I fucked up. I completely fucked that up. I should have just ridden and dealt with the 1 day of rain on Saturday and done the Road King Redemption Tour. I'm sure it would have done just fine. I just, I don't know. It's one of those times where I had to make a decision and I stuck with it. And I don't regret many things in life. And honestly, this wasn't that big of a regret. But just pointing out that next time, maybe I don't listen to the radar so closely. I should have just cast my worries aside and done the damn thing. Watch out for them gravel. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, there's gravel there. So I'm out today. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. Just got done with work. Nearly clear blue skies. A couple clouds up there, but about 70 maybe. Man, this is one of those days where I was laying, I was finishing up work. I'm like, oh, I'm kind of tired. I don't know if I want to ride. But then I'm like, oh, fuck that. No, I just did 3 days of not riding when I really wanted to. I've got to get out and ride. So that's what I'm doing now. And I'm glad you all are along for the ride. So that brings me to maybe next topic is, kind of what's next? What's the next adventure? First and foremost, I will get back out to Ohio. Probably not this month, maybe this month. Probably not, though. Definitely this summer, I have got to do a Road King Redemption Tour. I've got to get this bike to and from Ohio. It's just kind of one of those things where I've set myself out to do it, and I chickened out, but I next time I got to just commit. So that'll be in the books. But things that are actually planned, along with a couple other people that live in Michigan. They don't have channels, but if you know who I'm talking about, you know who I'm talking about. We decided to host a camp out in Michigan at the Pinckney Recreation Area. Also, that area is better known as Hell, Michigan, because that's you can look it up on a map. It's a real place. But we're doing that. I don't necessarily want to say exactly when we're going, because it's not necessarily an open invite. We do have some sites booked, but for the most part, if you didn't get an invite already, I am sorry. So we're doing a thing in early-ish June. That'll be my next thing. And then that one's finally going to be a camp out that's fairly close to me. So I live in Coloma. Pinckney Recreation Area is a little bit further than that. Yeah, we're going to do a camp out. And then later in the month, if not into July, who knows? Who knows what'll happen? But I foresee myself going back out to Ohio at least once more this summer. Yeah, pretty pumped about that. Then in the later summer, I'll have something. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I turned 30 this year. I think I'm going to do somewhat of a party. Again, this will not be an open invite. Anybody show up, and I'm sorry, I cannot provide the details on where and when the party will be. But really looking forward to doing something kind of cool. I don't need to do like a Vegas trip or something obnoxious, which if that's your thing, I'm all for it. Like, that's your thing. But for me, that doesn't do anything for me. I'd rather just spend a weekend hanging out with my friends, barbecue, and maybe riding motorcycles. We tie one on when the sun comes up and down. Who knows? I think I gotta adjust this clutch. I was gonna wait to adjust it. I'm sure some of you saw my most recent video, test riding a Road Glide, and I talked about switching between the bikes. My clutch throw was a little bit different. I'm pretty sure this is set too far out. I need to loosen the cable give it a little bit more slack. This bike's got lots of low end torque, and I think it's just out of adjustment slightly. It's not enough play. I don't know, maybe. I'm just like right now, I'm just so happy it runs and rides, so I'm out here doing the damn thing. I guess I'll keep this one fairly short today, but I wanted to check in with you all. I know it's been a little bit since I've done a little bit longer form content other than that test ride. Rest assured, I will have plenty of long form content this summer, especially now that this bike is done, like ready to rip. I got this new seat on here. I'm gonna be crushing miles, and I'll be bringing you along for the ride. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy the rest of your morning, day, evening, night, whatever you are, whoever you are. Keep it juice.